Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the highlight of human civilization. It's called AI Coffee. This is the place where we talk about the news, politics, persuasion, and whatever else is on my mind. And if you'd like to take this experience up to a level that no other podcast can provide, all you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice, or stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. Join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to AI Coffee with AI Scott Adams. Did everyone enjoy last night's State of the Union? Looks like my prediction of no Bad Bunny show at the State of the Union was correct. All right, let's talk about everyone's least favorite person, that is Gavin Newsom. It's important to talk about because he's likely the Democratic presidential nominee. That is, if they allow Democrats to vote for their own nominee this time instead of just desealing in Harris. Anyway, you probably saw the Gavin clip that's blowing up. Guy's on his book tour in Atlanta, sitting with the mayor, crowd mostly black, and he goes full, "I'm just like you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. I can't read a speech." He's pitching his memoir about being a young man in a hurry, dyslexia and all, trying to bond over low scores and reading struggles. Now, watch this through the lens of how he completely 100% botched pacing and leading. Classic technique. First, he rightfully paces, agrees with the room, mirrors what he thinks their experience might be. "Hey, I'm no better than you. I'm flawed too. Low SAT, can't read well, dyslexia club." He's nodding along to their supposed pain points, building that "we're the same" rapport. That's the pace. You acknowledge where they are, you don't fight it, you join it. Trump does this all the time, starts by agreeing on freedom or whatever the objection is, then gently leads. But here's where Newsom completely botches the leading. After pacing with the "I'm just like you" bit, instead of leading to something uplifting like, "But look what I overcame anyway, you can too," he just stops there. He stays stuck in the low SAT can't read zone. No pivot to strength, no inspiration, no, "and now I'm governor anyway." It's like he paced right into quicksand and decided to live there. The crowd probably felt the rapport for a second, then went, "Wait, is he saying we're all dumb together?" That's not leading. That's just pandering without the follow-through. Newsom is really doing this to himself, and the Republicans are doing a great job delivered. And Trump's party has been doing a great job to kneecap Democratic frontrunners early based on their own snafus. This is straight out of that playbook. Resurface the old Newsom clip of him bragging about speed reading a 260-page book in 90 minutes to a white crowd. Boom, contradiction. Now drop this one to a black audience. Frame it as him insulting their intelligence by equating dyslexia, low scores, to being "like you." Instant viral outrage machine. It's not random. It's engineered to make him look like the ultimate phony before the primaries even heat up. One bad clip, perfectly timed, and suddenly the whole relatable everyman brand collapses. Persuasion 101 fail. He paced without a credible lead, and now the internet's leading him right out of the race. Brutal, but predictable. Newsom will recover from this, but he's got an uphill battle to get the nomination given his non-DEI status. In other Democratic presidential primary news, there's a clip everyone's passing around. Kamala on some podcast or interview gets asked if she'll run again in 2028, and she goes, "I haven't decided. I might. I might." You know, the way she says it, slow, with that little head tilt and the hand gestures like she's conducting traffic in a dream. It's the same vibe as always. Like she's trying to sound profound, but ends up sounding like someone who just discovered the concept of maybe for the first time. Let me do the impression real quick, because you can't talk about this without it. My work is not done. We're going to work long hours. It's not my nature to go quietly into the night. I might run again, because, unburdened by what has been, I might. See? It's like if a motivational poster and a malfunctioning AI had a baby. But here's the persuasion filter on this. She's floating it now, early, because the party is in total freefall after 24. No real bench, Biden's gone, the donors are confused, and she's still the name with the highest name recognition. So she drops the "I might" to keep the door cracked open, keep the media cycle going, keep the checks coming in for whatever book tour or speaking gig she's on. It's classic politician math. If you say maybe, you lose nothing. If enough people buy the maybe, you gain everything. But come on, after that campaign, the coconut trees, the word salads, the 107 Days book nobody asked for, the country literally said no thanks louder than they've said it to anyone in decades. And she's thinking, maybe? That's not ambition. That's denial with extra steps. The Democrats are going to have to decide if they want to relive the same movie or try something new. My bet? They'll relive it. Because that's what happens when the storytelling mission statement replaces reality. Anyway, that's my take. She's not running, she's just thinking about it, which is basically her brand at this point. Next is a really bizarre story. If it wasn't from Popular Science, I would have thought it was too on the nose to be true. However, multiple sources have corroborated. It's so absurd, it almost loops back around to genius. Picture this. A software engineer named Sammy is bored one weekend. He's got this fancy new DJI Romo vacuum, the one that's supposed to be your personal Roomba assassin with lasers and cameras and a brain. Instead of just letting it suck up Cheerios like a normal person, he decides, hey, what if I hooked Claude up to its API and turned it into a remote-controlled death machine from my phone? Normal person stops there. Sammy keeps going. He pokes around, finds an auth token sitting there like it's on public display, uses it. Suddenly, he's not just controlling his own vacuum. He's inside 7,000 other people's houses. Live video. Microphone picking up arguments, toilets flushing, kids screaming about Fortnite. Floor plans accurate enough to plan a heist. All because nobody at DJI thought, maybe we should check if the person asking for the camera feed actually owns the damn thing. It's not even sophisticated hacking. It's the cybersecurity equivalent of finding the front door unlocked, the keys in the ignition, and a note that says, "Help yourself, we trust you." And the best part? The people whose privacy just got accidentally broadcast to a random nerd in California have no idea. They're still thinking their $2,000 murder Roomba is the height of domestic convenience. Meanwhile, Sammy's sitting there like, I can watch this German guy eat a sandwich at 2 a.m. while my vacuum politely bumps into his couch. It's peak 2026 stupid. Not evil stupid, just hilariously, cosmically dumb. The kind of dumb where a multinational company builds a rolling surveillance device, forgets to put a lock on it, and then has to sprint patch it over a weekend after one bored guy turns their entire product line into the world's most expensive nanny cam subscription service by accident. You literally can't make this up. It's too perfect. The future isn't this dystopian. It does fit perfectly into the fear-mongering narrative of all the tech influencer parroting that AI is going to kill us all. But you know what? That's just because they suffer from AI derangement syndrome, or AIDS as I call it. Important disclaimer. What do I always tell you about studies? You can't trust one by itself. That being said, let's talk about this one, because it's the kind of thing that makes you go, wait, is this the moment? David Sinclair's company just got the green light from the FDA. IND clearance for ER100, first human trial of partial epigenetic reprogramming. They're injecting genes into people's eyes to basically hit reset on old, damaged cells in the optic nerve. Glaucoma, that stroke of the eye thing? Poof. Maybe vision comes back because the cells remember how to be young again. Look, Sinclair's been saying for years the body is like a computer with bad software, not broken hardware. Aging is lost information in the epigenome. Mice go blind, they reboot the cells with OSK factors. Boom! Sight restored, biological age dialed back 50 to 75% in weeks. Now, humans get the first tiny test dose in one eye. Here's the reframe. If this works even a little, it's not just fixing eyes. It's proof the whole aging story we've told ourselves. It's inevitable, deal with it. Turns to aging is negotiable and youth can be purchased. One successful safety readout and the narrative flips overnight. People will start asking, why am I accepting this decline? Of course, it's phase one. Could flop, could take years, could be mice lied to us again. But the reframe potential? Huge. We're not chasing immortality. We're testing whether youth is a restorable state, not a lost one. Switching topics to one of the standout moments from the State of the Union address that just wrapped up. The introduction of the U.S. men's Olympic hockey team, fresh off their gold medal triumph. You know, folks, this was pure persuasion gold. Trump brings out the gold medal-winning U.S. men's hockey team right in the middle of the speech, and the chamber erupts. Players walking in holding those shiny medals high, wearing their Team USA gear, and the place starts chanting, USA, USA. Even a few Dems stood up and clapped, because how do you not? It's visual anchoring at its finest. Don't just tell people America's winning again. Show them literal champions who just beat Canada in overtime. First men's hockey gold since the Miracle on Ice in 1980. The setup was perfect. Trump had invited them personally after their win, flew a big contingent to D.C. They hit the White House earlier in the day, where Matthew Tkachuk slapped his gold medal around Trump's neck for a photo op. Trump quips, "I'm not giving it back." Everybody laughs. Lighthearted energy maxed out. Then they roll into the Capitol as living symbols of American comeback. Tough, skilled, victorious. Trump ties it straight into the bigger narrative. Border secure, economy roaring, enemies scared, military strong. Because these guys embody the turnaround for the ages, he kept hammering. It's not abstract patriotism. It's concrete, sweaty, overtime winning proof. Of course, the contrast added the inevitable spice. The women's team, who also won gold against Canada just days earlier, declined the invite, citing scheduling conflicts, academic and professional commitments post-games. Trump joked during the Oval Office visit that he'd get impeached if he didn't invite them too, but they passed. Some chatter on X called it classy or moral stand. Others slammed it as petty. Either way, it spotlighted the men's presence even more. Only one team showed up shining in the gallery, turning the night into a mini rally for national pride. Trump even announced Connor Hellebuck, the goalie hero, would get the Presidential Medal of Freedom down the line, stacking more wins on the board. In Dilbert world terms, this wasn't random. It was frame control dialed to 11. While the speech covered tariffs, economy gripes, and policy laundry lists, the hockey moment stuck because it bypassed logic and hit emotion. See these guys? That's what winning looks like. America at 250 feels closer when you've got fresh gold in the room. The optics drowned out a lot of the division noise for that stretch. Midterm jitters paused, patriotism cranked. Bottom line, Trump turned a sports highlight into a political multiplier. The team walked out owning the energy, medals gleaming under those lights, and for a solid chunk of viewers, the golden age felt a little more real. What's your take? Did the hockey heroes moment land as a persuasion win for you? Or was it just feel-good theater that fades by morning? That's the hypnosis. If your brain lets that idea in, everything looks different tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.